Hi everyone, Asgr. First quarter sales down 3%, weaker than we expected. We were looking for 5% growth. The unit sales are down quite heavily, although that's kind of flat over the last few years. But the rental is up very strongly, so a bit of a switch in their business mix. So you can see it's very, very seasonal sales. We should expect a better second half after a still weak second quarter. So we're going to go for quite flat sales growth, 1.5% over the next 12 months. In terms of cash flow, they've had quite a nice, the cash flow was negative in the first quarter, which dragged this 12 months back down again, but that's seasonally quite normal. They've had this quite nice pickup in cash flow from the low in 2018, 181 billion for the last 12 months. We're slightly higher, 232 billion for the next 12 months. And that's what the cash flow looks like. So you can see how it dropped to negative, but it's been positive for most of the last 5 years, and it seems to be rising now. In terms of balance sheet, they've had net cash all the way, although it has been declining. It was 146 billion in the first quarter. With our cash flow forecast, that should pick up, even with another dividend. So we can see the cash been coming down, but it has improved in the last few quarters. So they should still be able to pay a reasonable dividend. And we have 100 billion payout, which is quite similar to last year. In terms of profit, the profit was only 2 billion in the first quarter, so quite weak. The cash costs, here we have the cash cost, that net profit add depreciation minus sales as a percentage of the sales. You see from 82% it's come now to 91% for the last 12 months, and you can see how these costs, but it seems to be stabilizing now. So perhaps this is because of the shift to the rental. It seems to be stabilizing, so we use the same 91% and we get a slightly positive profit growth over the next 12 months. But the real story here is about this cash flow, which allows them to pay out the yield. So the yield is going to be 10%. Pretty attractive. You can see it's quite low valuation at less than 1 trillion, just 0.2 times our sales forecast. So when we use our 1.6 versus that 10%, we put an 80% discount, and it still gives a higher target price of 2148. So if you believe they can pay this dividend, this looks like a very attractive opportunity. Even though the sales are weak, if we look into the sales, the rental is increasing. That looks like quite a good business opportunity for them going forward. Okay, bye.